Modern Warfare, speaking of cross platform, Modern Warfare is coming out this month on the 25th. My life is going to be gone when that game comes out. I'm still going to do the podcast every once a week, but that game is going to take over my life. I started playing the Call of Duty series again once World War II came out because that's when I got my Xbox One for the first time. And then I got World War II as my first Xbox One game because I was always either PlayStation 4 or PC. And my other friends had an Xbox, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just get an Xbox at this point. And ever since then, I've been all Xbox, no PlayStation. I like barely touch my PlayStation. The only time I ever touch it is when, good PS4 exclusives come out, like say Spider-Man or The Last of Us 2 coming out soon. So besides that, I rarely ever touch my PS4 or PC now because I'm always on my Xbox. And when I say this cross-platform is the future, it is the fucking future. Because I'll tell you this right now, with all the platforms, what do I prefer the most? It's going to be PC. I think PC is the way to go when it comes to gaming. It's very expensive to go PC because it requires a lot of money to get very good parts. It's a very huge commitment and investment to get a PC. I've been building my PC ever since 2013. It's been, all these parts. I still have the same motherboard from 2013. I think I have the same RAM from 2013. All the things that have really changed up until this point have been like my graphics card, my water cooler that I've added in, and I think some hard drive swaps and stuff like that. But besides that, not big change. The case has went through a change as well. I went through 2 cases so far, and it's my second case right now. It's a beautiful case. I think I might upgrade at some point in the future, not anytime soon. But I think PC is definitely the way to go in terms of gaming. But, if you have your platform of choice, definitely stick to that. Because I feel personally, when I say that cross-platform is the future, I mean that because then at that point, you don't have to twist people's arms to get any specific platform. Now, look at it this way. With PS4, PS4 is going the way of the PC. Because now you can play PS4 games on PC because of PlayStation Now. So with that in mind, you can get a PlayStation Now subscription. You can play your PS4 games on PC now. That's real. Look it up. You can play your PlayStation 4 games on PC. I think that's amazing. So I'm telling you this right now, cross-platform is going to be the future. If anything, PC is going to be the only thing left standing after all this. Xbox has been the real one right now trying to go the way of cross-platform first when they started doing this whole deal with Nintendo. And then they had to really budge PlayStation to go cross-platform. I think Fortnite being the first stepping stone for cross-platform for all systems. And then, we moved on to other games and stuff like that. Like, I think you could do Rocket League on all platforms now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that, but I think you can now. And now you can do, on Call of Duty, you can do all platforms, besides the Switch, because Call of Duty's not on the Switch. So you can play with Xbox players, PS4 players, PC players. I cannot wait for that. That is great. That is revolutionary on some real shit. Because besides all these other miscellaneous games, I understand Fortnite's really big, but I think on some real shit, like Call of Duty is like one of those bigger titles where it's like when they're doing the ones doing it, that means something. And I thought Black Ops 4, when that first came out, I thought it was a great game at first. I think the game is trash now. I do not like Black Ops 4 right now. And then when I heard Modern Warfare was the next Call of Duty game, I got very excited. I pre-ordered the game. That game is gonna play at launch. I'm getting the pre-order exclusives and all stuff like that. I heard that there's whispers going around about there being some DLC bullshit coming out or some like loot crates and loot boxes and stupid shit like that. I really hope they don't go the Black Ops 4 route. I really don't. I really hope that any of this bullshit that comes out is free. And I'm not trying to like give me free, whatever, because I'm a cheapskate. No, I just feel like when you pay $60 for a fucking video game, you should get everything that comes with it. You know what I mean? Like, unless there's like a huge expansion, like or some shit like that, like I personally believe Modern Warfare, this next Call of Duty, should be the last Call of Duty for like another 3 years. And it should have a Battle Royale. And I'm going to get into my thoughts with Battle Royale in a bit. I'm not a big fan of Battle Royale. I think Battle Royale is fun. I've had plenty of time of having fun on Battle Royales, going back to PUBG. But besides that, I think this game will need it to sustain. If Activision and Infinity Ward wants Modern Warfare to sustain, they need a Battle Royale. And okay, let me also put it this way. With their stupid bullshit PS4 exclusive thing for the Spec Ops Survival Mode, I understand it's a very minuscule thing in the whole grand scheme of things. But if they're letting people, only PS4 players, play that specific mode for a whole year, by the time the next Call of Duty comes out, nobody's going to give a fuck about that survival mode anymore. So the only reason why I can think why they're probably doing that is because they're probably going to keep Modern Warfare going after the foreseeable year. So I heard word going around that the next Call of Duty is going to be Black Ops 5, that Sledgehammer Games is not going to be the next one in the cycle, that they're going to like after, like they're going to have Black Ops 5 and then a Sledgehammer game. They just shouldn't do, like, they should just let these guys work on their next Call of Duty game for years down the road while Modern Warfare stays for a while. Because Modern Warfare should sustain, it should stay the new Call of Duty game for years to come. Like, if you want, Call of Duty tried so hard to be the Fortnite killer with the Blackout mode and the Battle Royale for Black Ops 4. The reason why it's not going to sustain is because you have a new title coming out every fucking year. It's not going to work that way. If Call of Duty wants to be the next big thing like it used to be and be the top dog in first-person shooters or just in shooters in general, and they want to take over the Battle Royale world and beat games like Fortnite, Apex, I don't think PUBG is really that much popular than it used to be, but if they want to be the top dog again, they need to come out and say, listen, this is going to be the last Call of Duty for the next, like, say, 2, I wouldn't even dare say 4 years, because this game should be the Call of Duty game. They should work on this game. They should give out free updates. They should go the way of Battlefront 2 for EA. And I never thought in a million years I would say that, because when Battlefront 2 came out originally, you know, with DICE and EA, I thought I was boycotting this shit. I was like, nobody should buy fucking Battlefront 2 because of all their bullshit pay-to-win systems and all this loot crate bullshit. You know, I thought it was fucking horrible, but they switched it up. Battlefront 2 is a great game now. I think Battlefront 2 is something that you should definitely invest your time in if you're a Star Wars fan. And they work on those games all the time. They're giving out free updates all the time. Same thing with Battlefield. They with DICE, with EA, they release a first-person shooter, and they don't release another one for a few years because they want to let that game sustain. That's what Activision should be doing for Call of Duty. They should let those games sustain life with their titles. Modern Warfare should be the biggest title they should come out with in like the last fucking decade. And I'll tell you this right now, when I played the beta for Modern Warfare, I thought it was the best Call of Duty in years. I thought, and don't get me wrong, I said that when Black Ops 4 first came out, with like the launch. I didn't say that with the beta, but with the launch, I was like, this is the best Call of Duty fucking ever since, you know, fucking like Modern Warfare 2. But I was completely wrong after a few months. I think Black Ops 4 is trash now. I love World War II. I just don't think it's still up to par as to like one of the best though. It's definitely a good game, but definitely not up there as the best Call of Duty games. Modern Warfare, the beta alone, I felt like was the best Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 2. Not even joking, not lying, and I cannot wait for this game to come out. So like I said before, and I'm going to preach it till my face turns blue, they need this game to be the last Call of Duty for like 4 years. Sustain its life and become the best fucking first-person shooter on the market. Activision, if you're watching, if you want this game to sustain life, to be the biggest top dog, if you want it to be the Fortnite or Apex killer, you need to this be the last Call of Duty for a couple years, and it needs to have the battle royale. It needs to have everything in order for it to sustain life. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of battle royales, but if you want to be the top dog sustaining life, it probably is going to need a battle royale. Just for marketing reasons, you know what I mean? So do that, and this game will thrive. Don't give out bullshit loot boxes, loot crates, and pay-to-win systems. Go the way of Apex, how they're doing with their battle pass and all stuff like that. I think that's interesting. If you do it like that, with just cosmetic stuff and everything like that, because they tried doing that with Black Ops 4, and then they start having this, you know, these paywalls where you have to get all the shit, fucking paying money for stupid fucking reticles and shit like that. And it just looks stupid. I feel like Apex, Fortnite, they do it the best when it comes to like battle passes and earning shit while doing it, because they do it right. Black Ops 4's like cosmetic shit was just fucking dumb. Like, and it's just like, I don't want to invest in money in something when there's gonna be a new game coming out the next year. You know what I mean? I want the money I spend on these games to be worthwhile. That's why. So besides that, I feel like I went on a little too long with that. Moving on.